Hi everyone, this is Heidi Hancock with Double Magenta Intuitive Energy Healing, and this is the energy report for September 2018 with a guided meditation. If you are new to my work, I offer individual intuitive energy healing sessions, which is a combination of energy healing and intuitive reading, and I offer those in person if you're in Portland, Oregon, and I also offer distance sessions if you're not. You can find more about me and what I offer at doublemagenta.com, and you can follow me here on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, and you can sign up for my newsletter also at my website, doublemagenta.com. So the energies for September are really cool. I'm super excited about this. And before I kind of explain the imagery of what I got, I need to explain a little bit about figure eights. So as I've been doing this healing work for a while now, I have seen that we have figure eights in and around us all the time. Within our bodies, they're connecting us from earth into sky, and they're going horizontally, they're connecting us in relationships. And so something to know is that when we develop a relationship with someone, and this even goes for the relationship that we have with ourselves, we create a figure eight pattern, and it creates this energetic exchange. It's kind of like the give and take of relationships. It's something we're a little bit more familiar with hearing about. So that's kind of the basis of how figure eights work. And the image that I got this month is an individual figure eight in the beginning. So imagine there's this figure eight, the energy's moving around. And so we have this figure eight as a relationship with ourselves. And so the exchange that's happening is the give and take, the self-care, how much we're receiving, how much we're giving to ourselves. And then that figure eight can sort of blend with the individual relationships that we have, but really in that main figure eight is just ourselves, and then it can sort of blend with the immediate people in our relationship. So I'm talking about spouses, partners, children. It's a very small niche of people, a very small group that kind of gets blended into your overall figure eight and how you take care of yourself. So there's that individual figure eight. And then out of that, there's this interdependent relationship between the individual figure eight and then the figure eights that are around us. So if you imagine there's a figure eight, that's you. And then the relationships that you create with other people become the other figure eights. So one here and then another one here, and it creates this beautiful mandala, like petals on a flower. And each one of those petals make up our overall experience. They make up our overall community and our overall life. And then what's even cooler about that is the energetic exchange between those two. So the health and vitality of your individual figure eight, how you are taking care of yourself, is like a tuning fork. Like you are vibrating at a certain frequency and energy, and that calls in people that become part of your community. So if this concept is new, this idea of, it's kind of the law of attraction, although I won't get into too much about what that's about, and some of that has gotten a little shamey anyways, so I won't get too into that, but it's kind of that law of energy attraction. And so this month we're going to do a meditation on kind of the health of your own individual eight, and then who are the people that are the eights that are around you. Who are the people that are making up your community? And are there people that are on the inside circle that maybe shouldn't be? And are there people on the outside circle that you would really like to bring in? So we'll focus on that and see where we are. And you can read the rest of the energy report on my blog, on my website. So go ahead and close your eyes and get comfortable. You can stay seated, you can lie down, whatever's most comfortable. And just close your eyes, and we'll take a couple deep breaths together, just allowing yourself to arrive here. So inhaling through the nose all the way down into the belly, and then we'll exhale out the mouth. So beginning with the inhale through the nose, all the way down to the belly, and exhaling out the mouth. And we'll do two more like that. Inhaling through the nose, filling the belly, and exhaling out the mouth. And one more, inhaling through the nose. And exhaling out. So just allow yourself a moment here to be settled. Just notice and feel the quality of energy within your body. Is it moving? Is it vibrating? When we're busy and doing things, it can often feel frenetic. And when we close our eyes and tune in, we can often notice how rapid our energy is actually moving. So just take a moment, notice that, and let it begin to settle into the bones, into the muscles, and just feel it like dust settling on a table, becoming steady and still. And then we'll begin by imagining a figure 8. You can imagine this out in front of you. You can imagine yourself standing in the figure 8. Whatever comes naturally is fine. And then just tune into the movement, the current that's moving around that figure 8. And just watch it for a moment. Is it moving fluidly? Is it stalling or getting stuck in any one place? And if it is, just notice where it's getting stuck. Does it feel like it's on the giving side or the receiving side? And just see if with your intention you can smooth the current of that out. And if imagery comes around what the stuck energy is about, if there's an action or an inaction that's being taken, that information may come. So just note that, and you can jot it down later. And just allow yourself to be with this current. And you can even imagine running your hand along the top of it, smoothing it out. And if the smoothing out of that energy brings up any kind of emotional trigger, just let that go. It's okay to release it. If it's tears, if it's needing to wiggle your body, all of that is okay. And it may come later as well. Anything and everything is okay. In energy healing, we just hold space for it and notice. And watch and just collect the information as it comes. So feel that beginning to smooth out. And it's moving fluidly now. And then begin to notice the figure 8s around you, or this very first one may be the people that are in that figure eight with you, that are making up the fabric of that individual figure eight with you, your partner, your spouse, your child. Notice that they're in the figure eight with you, but they're just slightly outside of it. So you have this figure eight that's just yours, and then just slightly outside of this figure eight is your relationship with them, their relationship with each other. And it's just so slightly out that it almost feels like it merges with your own. And they can come and go, blending and separating out again. And just notice who's there. Maybe you instantly know. Maybe it's someone that showed up that you didn't think you were as close with, or that wasn't quite right next to you, and they're showing up now. Just take inventory. Notice the quality of that relationship. Does that feel smooth or stuck? And begin to smooth that out as well. And throughout this process, if there's anyone there that feels like they shouldn't be there, they're too close in, just imagine yourself picking them up and moving them out a little bit further, like rings on a mandala. You can just set them out a little bit further. If there's anyone that's causing discomfort. And then as those inner relationships begin to smooth, and maybe they are already, and that's fine, then begin to notice the other figure eights that start to show up around the outside of that. So it's as if individual petals are being grown on your flower. And who's showing up now? And it may be someone that's a brand new relationship. Maybe it's a connection that you've made that you haven't even met them yet. This is an indication of the energy that you're working with. As we are always students, teachers will always appear for us. And that doesn't have to be an educational teacher, an academic teacher. That can be the teachers in our lives. The people in our lives are always our teachers. So notice that, notice the quality of exchange. And it's just interesting to take inventory of who those people are. And they will shift over time as you make new connections and let go of old ones. And then move on to the next petal, the next figure eight. Notice who's there. Notice the quality of that exchange. And these figure eights don't necessarily have to be the people that we're closest to. It might be colleagues. It might be someone we met at a yoga class or a gym class. It might be someone we know from a coffee shop we go to. And just take notice, because that information is giving you tools to who's showing up in your world to make connections and branch and spread your community. if there's someone that you would imagine should be here that isn't showing up, it's okay to notice that too. And you can even call that person up and check in with the quality of the figure 8 with that person. So relationships grow stronger and weaker over time, depending on the give and take and the energy that we're putting in and getting back out. So if we have some time where we haven't heard from someone in a while, the energy of that figure 8 can begin to weaken, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it goes away. And just tune in to the information that's coming there. And just see what that's like. Notice what information about the other person or about you might be coming through. And then begin to move all the way back to the figure 8 that you started with yourself. And just take note of who showed up. And you can continue with this, or you can come back and do it again and again. Checking in as those people change, as connections are made and let go of. And know that all of these are connections being made for the growth and the evolution of your own individual spirit and your own individual figure 8. And then coming back into that figure 8 with yourself. Just notice where it is, notice the speed, and then begin to slow it down. And bring it back to your 0 point, your spine, your root. Feel the energy begin to slow down and still back within your body, coming back completely into your body. You can wiggle your hands and your feet and slowly open your eyes. So I thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a great September, tuning in to all these figure 8s that are around you and in you, and seeing what they are there to teach you. All the best. Namaste.